Welcome. It's the beginning of August 2025. And I felt inspired today just to do something a little bit different. So I have this lovely deck of Creativity Oracle cards by Amy Zerner and Monty Barber. I haven't had them long. There are 80 cards in the deck. It's a huge, big deck. So I have to split it in two. So what I've done is I've just been sitting in meditation and feeling into the collective, and I've put two cards. And I thought maybe at the beginning of every month do a bit of a energy forecast for that month, not about what's going on in the world or the kind of energy forecasts other people do, but this is about your creativity, and maybe it can be used as a guide to help you on your creative path and to get the most out of your creativity that month, or where to focus, or just a little bit of guidance. Because I know as a highly creative person, I often have fingers in too many pies. I don't know about you. And so this month I asked for guidance about where I should focus just now. And that was actually quite helpful to me. And to be able to sit still enough and quiet enough to hear my own inner guidance is something that I probably need to do more. I do it a lot when I'm hand stitching, doing my embroidery, but really sitting quietly in meditation and contemplation takes it to another level. So the first card I pulled out this month is called Share. And it says, to help you make progress, it's a good idea to share what you have and what you care about. And when I fell into that card, I really loved it, because being here on YouTube and Patreon has been one of my ways this year of really showing up each week and sharing with you guys. I love to share my knowledge of couture embroidery. I've had a couple of new students lately, younger people, and that gives me such a beautiful feeling when I get to share my knowledge and skill with a younger person, because then I know that those skills are going to live on. And I love seeing how each of my students takes that knowledge and then makes it their own, because I'm not one of those teachers who wants things to be stagnant and this is the only way to do it. It's like, well, this is how I learned, and then this is how I transformed it into my own unique visual language. How could you do that? How could you share your art with somebody, your creativity? It's such an open subject. So let me just feel into it a second more and see what wants to come through. Okay, so it's about not hiding your creativity. I think as highly sensitive women, which I assume most of my audience is, um, that some of us are a little bit too shy and a little bit too scared to share our offerings with the world. And so what's coming to me through this card is that it's time. It's time to be seen. It's safe to be seen. And let's not deny other people the beauty and the gift of what you have to offer. I think it's very easy for us to fall into old patterns and old beliefs of, I'm not good enough, my work is not good enough, no one wants this, no one will care. And maybe that's there because it's been reflected back to you by your family of origin or your immediate family or close friends. But please don't buy into that story. We each, as a creative, as an artisan, have something beautiful to add to the world, and the world needs that. The world needs your art. See, I'm doing Annie McPhee again because I love that book, The World Needs Your Art. So share it. Have the courage to, even if it's one person or two people. I'm not saying start a YouTube channel and, scream it to the world, but just tap in and just feel what feels right for you. And what the next step would be for you to share your beautiful creative offerings with the world. And remember that it's not just about you, that when we share our creativity, it really does affect the people in our immediate circle that see that or taste that or hear your music or whatever it is. But it actually affects the collective consciousness, and the world will be a much better place if we were all sharing our creative gifts with more openness, more love, and more joy. The second card I pulled is direction. And I thought this sits really, really nicely next to the first card. So this one says, switch gears, reboot, and try a new and different direction. What I got when I fell into this card is it's not about abandoning the current project that you're on. It's maybe looking at it from a new lens, from a different lens. So say you're writing a novel. Well, maybe there's an opportunity for it to become a screenplay. Maybe you're painting a masterpiece that isn't coming out. So maybe you add some collage to it or layer it or sand back or, just taking the essence of what you're already doing and thinking from a wider perspective. How could I switch gears? How could I approach this in a different way? Again, as artists and creatives, I think we can become very stagnant if we always repeat the same things. I'm a great one for routine. I like my routine, but I also like new things, and I'm very curious about new things. So approach your current work, especially if you are feeling a little bit stuck or stagnant with it and it's not lighting you up anymore. How could you switch gears? How could you approach it in a different light, from a different angle? How could you breathe new life into it so that it once again lights you up? How could you extend it? If you've had success with one particular project, could you share that in a different way with even more people? So it's about expanding. It's about, I feel that really clearly, looking at it from a different lens. Just feeling in to see if there's anything more. Okay, there's no rush. There's no rush for this. It can be a slow and gradual opening into a new direction. Sometimes in the past, when I've had an intuitive knowing or guidance, I get into that real Aries energy, and it's like, right, got to do it now. And it's like, really, that just doesn't align with my natural rhythms, with the slowness and the softness of how I like to approach life. And especially if it's something new, a new direction, or moving out of this little box that you normally work in and just move a little to the left or a little to the right and start to look at it differently. So once again, be kind and gentle with yourself, and just feel into that. How could you take your current work into a new direction? How could you expand it? And how would that feel? It might feel a little bit unknown and a little bit scary, but it might also feel really, really wonderful. Somebody outside has started up a very noisy piece of machinery, so I hope you can't hear that on the tape, on the recording. We'll ignore it and continue on. So, yeah, I'm going to show you the back of this card because I really love it. So Andy Zerner is not somebody that I had heard of until I bought these oracle cards, but each one has a beautiful textile collage on the back of it. And this particular one I thought was quite beautiful. So hopefully that inspires you or has, yeah, some inspiration for you. So I think I'll leave it there for today. One, because of the noisy machinery outside, and two, I think I've said everything that I needed. I hope that you like this new format of a monthly, update or monthly creative guidance. And I hope it's helpful to you in this month of August 2025. Um, Remember, I'd love to see you in my Patreon community, or if you'd like to work one-on-one either with Contura embroidery or creative coaching, then I would love to help you with that. My heart to yours. Bye for now.